Hi guys and welcome to Now It's So Called Texture Pack, and this is the Wind Waker texture pack. It's a Zelda inspired, well, Wind Waker inspired texture pack, and there is a lot of Zelda texture packs out there. I know that there's a lot of different ones, and this is probably my favourite one. It looks like it's had the most work put behind it, and they've obviously spent a lot of time about it. It just recently came out. I believe it was uploaded on the forums on the 10th of October this month. And this is the 128 by 128 version. There's lots of other versions, but this is the highest end version, so I thought I'd review this one. So let's get to it. So this is a block breaking animation. If you've ever played the game, you'll know that there's lots of swirls and so on and so forth in the game, and that's kind of based on that. Looks great. Round here we have lag. Sorry about that. Round here we have the mushrooms. Looking pretty darn awesome, honestly. Here you have all of your plants and majigums. You know, here's your flowers and your saplings and your tumbleweed. Iron doors, which are based on the doors which come down in Ganondorf's like castle thing at the end. Yeah, it's got him on the front. Here's your mushroom, and let's just take a quick look at the GUIs. This is your normal GUI. It's made to look like the menu. Obviously, I'm wearing one of the armors. You can see there. At the bottom, you have the other GUIs. You've got the shields for your armor, which is a great idea. It's the Wind Waker shield. Obviously, your classic Zelda hearts and potion bottles as your I think the pork chops on there in the original Minecraft. I don't play much survival. Here we have the wooden doors. The wooden doors are basically very good, based on the ones on the island that you start on. I've forgotten the name of it. Put it in the comments below if you remember the name of the island that you spawn on, and I will give you a cookie. But one thing I do have to say about them is if you get to about, I think it's about this block here, it's 3 blocks away, it starts to kind of pixelate, and I'd understand if it was close up. I'd understand if it was like, if you were like literally like a block away from the door, but like 2 blocks away and you can kind of see the pixels. I suppose it's kind of hard to get an image that good and that size to work without pixelating, so they've done the best. So let's walk inside. Here's your stone, looking great. I must say, here's your cobblestone and mossy cobblestone, also looking very, 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 very stylish. Here's your stone brick, your mossy stone brick, and your distressed stone brick. I think these are based on, there's a kind of thing in the game which comes out from under the water, spoiler alert. And I think they're based on that. Here we have the grass blocks. I love the grass blocks. Obviously, if you've played it, you'll know it's like quite a cell shaded game, and they've really got that across with the grass blocks and a lot of the other things in the pack, like the stone as well. Here we have the woods. The woods I was actually really interested in because I looked at especially that wood, and I was like, that looks ridiculously like the game. So I went into the game on an emulator and looked at it and was like, wow, that's amazing. They have pretty much got it as close as you could get it to in Minecraft. Obviously, everything's square. Here's your leaves. Here we have wooden planks. Wooden planks look great. Love them. Your bookcases look great as well. Here's your ores. All of your ores are based to have rupees as the ore. Rupee is the currency of the Zelda world, or Hyrule. Here is the block. One thing about the block, I think the block works for the iron because it's that kind of like, you know, strips of iron, like, I don't know, pinned to something. But I don't think it works for the gold and the diamond. Personally, I just think it doesn't work for them. But here's obviously your diamond and gold ore. Here is your excuse me. Here's your gold block and your gold ore. Here's your iron ore and your iron block. Here's your lapis and your lapis block. Your lapis block is different to the other blocks. This is a decorative purpose block, as you can probably tell by just looking at it. You know, you could use it for roofing or something. I think that's probably what it's intended for, like blue roofing. Excuse me. Here you have the absolutely great looking red rupees for the redstone ore, and here is your animation, based on the puffy smoke animation you get when you kill an enemy in the game. It's absolutely blew me away, this pack, I must say. This is bedrock and netherrack. I think that's bedrock and that is netherrack. Yeah, it's that way around. These look great. I could see myself building with the bedrock on this pack, you know, because it looks like a stone, kind of a stone wall effect. Here we have the nether stuff. This is soul sand, once again. There's your soul sand, your netherrack, and your glowstone. Your netherrack is based on the volcano island, I would say, in the game, and it looks absolutely brilliant. Round here we have gravel. This is your gravel. The gravel actually looks half decent. Not many people get gravel right, in my opinion. They always just go for that standard Minecraft coloured gravel. But, you know, I wouldn't mind a path made out of that. Here is your stone, sandstone and your sand. I really do like the sandstone effect, the swirls. Once again, sticking with that whole swirl theme that the game itself has. Here's your cactus. I don't think the cactus really fits the pack. This may be because I don't think I've ever seen any cactuses in that game. I bet you there is some somewhere. I bet you I just wasn't paying attention when I played it through. But yeah, I don't think it really fits the pack. Over here, first I'll do the snow and the ice. Here's your snow and your ice. The ice looks great, I must say. It's very much. It all looks very hand drawn. I did a hand drawn pack a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, a couple of months ago. And that hand drawn pack reminds me of this a lot, I should say. Here's all of your half blocks. This is obviously the cake on the end here, which is no longer a lie. It's totally real. Here's all your half blocks along here. This is the sandstone, stone brick, cobble, and your stone slab. I like the stone slab. It's got this kind of like green effect around the edge. It looks great. Here's the wall of wool, as it has been named, but by me and Liam. Good wool. I couldn't see myself using it for pixel art, or any of the people on our server using it for pixel art, because it's kind of got like little wisps in it. There's a problem with it. Here's your steps and your lever and your ladder. So here's all your steps. Here's your wooden step, your cobblestone step, your brick step, your stone brick step. Here's your lever, looking very, very Zelda-y. Here's your vines. I'm hoping that at one point in time you're going to be able to climb up the vines, and it's going to just be ridiculously Zelda-like. Here's your ladders, looking great as well. So I'm just going to cover the water before we go over onto them ones. Here's your lava. Your lava's very plain, and as you can see, there's the particle effects again, looking great. Here's your water. If you've played Wind Waker, you'll know that the water is a big part of the game. And one thing I do think the water is missing is you kind of get it when you jump in it, but the waves on it have this like really nice, I suppose, like Japanese old culture painting style, white at the end of them, and I think that the flowing water should probably have that somehow incorporated into it. Obviously you get a bit of white when you fall into it, but not as much as I'd hope for, and as your standard flowing, non-flowing state. Here we have your brick and your clay. Your brick and your clay look very, very good. I was looking at the clay and I was like, is that clay? Because it kind of looks like something you could build with and not be bothered about building with, because it does actually look good. Here's your pumpkins and your watermelon. The pumpkin always makes me laugh a little bit. I don't know, it's just very cool, I must say. Over here you have your redstone. Your redstone's obviously based on them swirls again, and your repeater. Here's your repeater. I don't know what's going on with the repeater there, but that's it. Looking very good. Your bed is another grudge I have against this is I don't understand why the bed, like, one half's white and one half's red. I reckon they should make it look like an actual bed or one of the ones in the game, because I know there are beds in the game. So here's your a lever again. That does something. Sorry about that. Here we have the fence. This is your fence here, your fence gate. This is your redstone torch and your standard torch. I love the standard torch, and I also love the redstone torch. More so when it's on than it is off. As you can see there, they just look like black pyramids. Here is your, well, these are iron bars, but they're made to look like bamboo, obviously to fit with the whole pack and theme of the Zelda games. Here's your glass. Your glass looks really, 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 really great, I must admit. I'm not quite sure what's going on with the bit around the edge, but I'm presuming there is a reason for that. Here's your trapdoor. Trapdoor, looking good, looking very good. Here's some of the paintings. There's a lot more paintings, but here's just a select few. Obviously, if you've ever played the game, this painting in particular is from the start art of the game. So here's your chests. There's your small chest and your big chest. Your big chest has all of your stuffs in it, and as some texture packs have started to do this, and I've noticed that you get texture packs which do kind of the thumbnail for the item, but they'll never actually make the item look like the thumbnail. But for example, they have, because here's the Master Sword. This is the Diamond Sword, but this is representing the Master Sword here, which looks absolutely brilliant. And obviously all of the armour represents what it's representing, as I showed you before. I'm wearing some of the armour there. It looks great. Here we have the pistons. This is sticky, this is non-sticky. Or is it the other way around? I think that's sticky. Yeah, that's sticky, that's non-sticky. So there's it up, and there's it down. Based on a design off the side of a box, I believe, in the game. I think it's the side of a box. If I get it wrong, tell me in the comments and be all like, "You got it wrong, Marcus. How dare you?" Here's your pressure plates, looking very snazzy. Here's your minecart tracks, and your minecart. Minecart's based off more towards the end of the game, where you kind of get into this temple, as I was saying before, and there's lots of like gold and snazzy stuff like that. And there's your powered rail underneath there, and your depleter switch rail thing there. Here we have, I'm not sure what this is. This is a furnace. Yeah, this is a furnace here. Sorry about that. This is a furnace. The furnace looks good. It looks kind of like the ovens. I don't have anything to burn, unfortunately, but I'm presuming you get the same animation as you do with the torches. Here's your crafting table. Your crafting table looks absolutely amazing. It's kind of based on a box, I suppose, out of the game. Looks great. Here's a dispenser. I know that there is these kind of gargoyle-y things in the game which do shoot arrows at you, and I thought the dispensers looked like that. But I bet you that'd be hard to make just one single block. So they've kind of went for something different, which I'm kind of glad they did. Here's your TNT here. You've kind of got the bomb logo from the game on it. I'm moving on to, last but not least, you've got your note blocks and your jukebox. Here's your note block. If you notice there, the note has been replaced with the actual conducting Wind Waker stick itself there. And that's it, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this texture pack. I hope you should really download it and take a look at it yourself, because there is a lot more. Well, there's not a lot more to see, but there's like, if you see it yourself, it's hard to kind of get it across in a video. But if you see it yourself, it comes across a lot more like striking. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Everything is appreciated a lot. So thanks for watching. Bye.